Close, almost there. Yes. Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the BAM Podcast. I am your host, Mike Lafferty, and here is our contractually obligated theme music. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that you're listening to a high-quality podcast, a high-value operation. Only the finest, ethically sourced, farm-to-table geeky conversation for your podcast listening pleasure. And with us today, we have Andrew Collas, a.k.a. Bear of Heroic Comics. Thanks for showing up. I know you're a very busy man with your Backerkit these days.
I'm so tired.
I understand. We have a frequent co-host who has been MIA for a while, Walter Billiard. How you doing?
I answered to nothing. I agree to everything.
All right.
I'm going to take advantage of that statement.
Well, I answered to nothing, so you know.
And Jacob, frequent co-host. How you doing, Jacob?
Hello, doing well tonight.
I see you have shaved. Is it because spring is here?
No.
Oh,
It's just
The dawning of the age of Aquarius.
my birthday's in a few days, so
Oh, happy few days early birthday.
Well, happy early birthday to Jacob Blackman. Well, hey, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. And I see we got a bunch of visitors. Please jump in the comments and say hi. Andrew, you're starting Heroic.
No, I'm Backerkitting it.
Backerkitting. I'm sorry.
That's
It took me forever to get used to calling it something.
No,
different.
you know what? Kickstarter is now like Kleenex and Xerox, right?
Yeah, this is
so.
Yeah, that's it. That'd be the one. That'd be it.
So we kicked it off on Friday. Goal of 15K. We are at almost 13 right now. So that's a hell of a weekend. Congratulations.
That's 15K Canadian, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's like $1.75 American, I'm told.
The exchange rate isn't quite that harsh, but in case we have someone who's isn't familiar with Heroic and says, who is Andrew Collas and what is Heroic all about?
Oh.
I mean, the 30,000 foot view is it's a phase rip clone, but it's a really cool phase rip clone.
True.
So
what's the question?
I was trying to set you up to rhapsodize about the greatness of your system, or are you tired of doing all the promo?
No, not at all. I'm Dale. My face vanished behind Dale. That's not good. Okay, so basically, and that will all vanish. That's even better. So what Heroic is a 15-year-old labor of love. It boils down to taking my most favorite superhero game and probably one of my favorite game of all time, other than D6. And modernizing it and making it just a little bit better than it used to be, in my opinion. Some of the changes in it are very organic. Some of them address issues that people who didn't love the game had with it, like the pass-fail armor rules, or the fact that Aunt May had the same chance to hit Willie Lumpkin with her thrown shoe as she did Spider-Man, stuff like that. So we fixed that stuff. And then about a year or so ago, Astonishing Superheroes from Tim Bannock came out. And I looked at it and I went, well, I don't need to do this anymore. And I started working on another project. And then I found out Tim stopped. So I asked him, I said, what's going on? And he said, well, and he gave me his reasons. I said, well, that's silly. You should keep going because it's amazing. I stopped because of you. And he goes, well, I'm not doing it anymore. I said, well, let's work together. And he said, okay. So basically, I'm adapting a lot of the Astonishing Superhero stuff into the game. And we have a bare bones, no art, lots of typos, lots of mistakes, lots of redundancies. Free beta at the top of that backer page. You can click on it and get the free beta. Go check it out, see if it's what you like. All the way at the top, right there, you'll get the beta playtest now for free. And then with that, you can try out the system, see if you like it. And if you like it, well, back it. Because we got a great writing team, great work done, great art team, great community built around it. And it blew up, man. Like, I'm not joking. I did not, and I screwed up. I wanted to do a 60-day backer kit, but I got my dates wrong, so I put a 90-day backer kit. So, oops, So I was figuring we'll crawl across the line at 90 days if we're lucky. Here we are, less than 36 hours in, and we're actually just past the 48-hour mark, and we're almost there. It's insane.
So are stretch goals a thing in Backerkit?
Oh yeah. We have some cool stretch goals too.
Gonna do some audio dramas, maybe some novels,
No.
maybe a theme
We're
park.
not doing any audio dramas. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm mostly just hoping to find out if I forgot the name of her character, the main character, if she lives or not. And yeah, it's like it all left off on a cliffhanger with the comics. So,
well, so the thing about the comics is that the comics, and Walt will remember this because he was working with me on them at the time. I let other people get inside my head and tell me what to do as opposed to me doing what I wanted to do. So the comics were never exactly what I wanted. They always had stuff in it that my writing partner sort of got in my skull. Other projects I've worked on over the years, like the Skull product, which Walt has up for sale on Hazard, and I'm going to redo for Heroic at some point. Though Doug has passed on, sadly, the writer, so we're going to be finding a new writer for that. That's the way it goes. Again, I let Doug sort of do stuff that I wouldn't have allowed. So I'm now taking full reins back of the Zenith universe, and they're doing it my way. And if people like what I do, great. They don't like what I do, well, I'll join the ranks of the littering of the road of the attempts to success. I'll just be another corpse on that highway, right? That's fine. But so the comics are good, and they'll give you an idea, but they're not canon anymore because they got to be redone, and they will be at some point, hopefully.
That's fair.
So, Walt, I know you're a busy man with off overseas phone calls waiting. Do you have any questions, comments, one-liners you want to throw in?
No. I mean, it's really nice to finally see this starting to come to fruition. At one point, Andrew had been just like, I want to do it this way, and I want to do it this way, and I want to do it this way. But the problem was there wasn't enough time in the day to do all the this ways, and it really, But I mean, throughout that time, he's had some considerably like slick and cool ideas for taking things in new directions and seeing where they could go. So it's really nice to see this coming out this way. And then, in addition, I was with that's one of the connections that we made that had us initially working together was we both had a deep and abiding love for Phase Rip. Or face rip, or however you want to say it.
Marvel superheroes is what I call it because I hate when people call it face rip. But that's me. That's me.
But we had bonded over the retro clones and played around with it. And throughout the years, he's been very kind in sending me like, hey, this is what I'm doing with the charts and tables, and what do you think of this? So there's a lot of cool stuff that I've been backdoor and seeing, which has been really cool. The one thing I want to know is, will the city setting that we were talking, Capital City, will that be in there as well?
Won't be in the core book. We're going to have a section on the Zenith universe, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Capital City, like a one-pager on that. What I plan to do, just so everybody's clear, when this is done, when the Backerkit is over, and now we're in writing and all that kind of fun stuff, and we're getting the art together and the layout. The layout guy, by the way, thank you so much, Mike. Craig is amazing. Thank you for hooking us up.
Craig is really cool. I'm glad you guys are working together. That's awesome.
Amazing. Once we're into that stage, I'm going to restart the Patreon, and the Patreon is going to be where I'm going to put one-page adventures, maybe bigger, new characters, rules, ideas. Now, they're not going to be fully formed and laid out and hoo-ha. They're going to be basic raw ideas. I'll even use, DALL-E 3 AI art for the characters, but then we'll take all of that good stuff later, compile it, go back to Backerkit and do a companion book with the extra rules and stuff like that. I want to do a Zenith source book. I want to do a Capital. I mean, I got plans. I'm just going to die before I get them all done. So we're going to do our best we can do at this point in time. But yeah, and I'm sure I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again for everybody who hasn't heard it. Walt says we initially bonded over Marvel Superheroes Phase Rip. It's not 100% true. We initially bonded over Lady America. I had been on the Atomic Think Tank boards, and I had gotten a piece of art done by Manser Bear for Lady America, and I had posted it. And I get this message from this guy going, "Hey, I'm deployed in Iraq, and I was just wondering, would you be okay if I took this picture?" And I stuck it on my truck just so I can show everybody that the American women kick ass too. I said, "Yeah, as long as I get a picture." Years go by. And then we start talking about phase rip and then Lady America. He goes, "Oh, you're the Lady America." I go, wait, are you that guy? I want my picture. And I got my picture of the Hummer with the Lady A decal on the back of it. So that's what we originally bonded over.
I had to bribe so many people to get that made.
I can imagine, especially in Iraq.
Well, no, I mean, I had it made here,
right?
Shipped over. And shipped over, but it was like, yeah, well, we're going to have to specially pack it because, it's vacuum formed, high grade plastic. Once you put it on the truck, it'll be fine. But like shipping it there, there's a potential that it could melt.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, great. Here we go. Because like some of those shipping containers can get to 150, 160 degree Fahrenheit. So, I mean, it was a thing, but yeah, that's a cool. I still have that picture. That's legit.
Nice. Yes, that's what we originally bonded over. But anyway, neither here nor there, because you are the Joe Rogan of our society, sir, and you know it. We're going to keep moving forward.
I thought Joe Rogan was the Joe Rogan of our society.
Right?
Are you in Joe Rogan's society? Because I'm not.
I live in the Western civilization, so
stop! You're a nobody like me. Come on. We're peons. We're plebs.
Oh, you meant subcultures. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Right,
anyway, let's keep going.
Got a question from the comments before I forget. Joe O, not Joe Rogan, but Joe O says, any more thoughts for adding a continue to the cause pledge?
So this is the thing that Joe asked. He said, can you put up just a donation option on the Backerkit? So for those of us who don't want more stuff, can put more money to help you get further to the line. Kickstarter has that. As near as I can tell, Backerkit doesn't have that, Joe, because I went looking for it today, but I'm going to email my Backerkit rep tomorrow and see what she tells me. And then I'll have the answer, and I'll put an update with an answer on the Backerkit for you, Joe. Promise.
That is one nice thing. Oh, Walt's taking off. Walt, thanks for being here, bud. We will
Absolutely. Yeah, I got a call coming in, but Andrew, solid, man. Chase it, crush it.
Absolutely, sir, and thank you for leading the way. Now, why am I not seeing any of the chat, dude?
I don't know. I've been shown.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Hang on, I'm gonna jump out.
Where is the chat showing up? Is it on YouTube or is it?
Oh no, in StreamYard, I'm not seeing any of the private chats. Nothing. I see nothing.
I don't.
Do you see the community chat, Jacob? Do you see like the people talking in the chat?
No.
Yeah, whenever I share these, I mean that's.
Oh, okay, so maybe it's just a weird thing because I know.
Yeah,
I see another chat like one, but I'm not sure. I got it open in YouTube. Okay, we're good.
All right, if you're happy, that's cool.
Yeah, the creator of heroic. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm so tired. If I start talking stupid, just chalk it up to tiredness, man.
And no worries.
Hell of a weekend.
I need to say the URL before we get too much further. tinyurl.com/heroicrpg takes you straight to the Backerkit link. And you've got 90 days to jump on. But, it's bandwagon. We're having fun. We're almost there. We're so close.
Yeah, it's real close.
Yeah.
And the sooner we get over the line, then the other people. One of the nice things is when you get over the line, other people go, "Oh, this is happening," and then they want in, and that gets us closer to those stretch goals. And I know people want those stretch goals, especially that big one at the end with all the STLs of the 3D printed characters. So get us over the line. And also, real fast, everybody who's here from the TSRPG, subscribe to BANF if you're not subscribed right now. Click that button right down there right now, please. This man is a good man. He takes care of the community. This is a good man too, but this man takes care of the community as well. So
thanks. That's very nice of you, sir. Appreciate that. But we should also mention we have t-shirts, but we can save that for later. Shameless showing later in the show. So hey, we have more comments showing up. Oh, Dale Russell says 12735. Yeah, that's where we're
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so minis. You got an STL guy? How's that working?
So we don't have an STL guy yet. We have about 2 or 3 that I've been talking to or I know of that I can reach out to and talk to. All of them, they're busy people, right? Yeah. So I can't show up and go, hey, I want to hire you to do some stuff until we're ready to do some stuff.
They want to see the money. Okay.
If we get there, then we're going to do it, and we'll set it up to have that. And then the rule is that if you backed on the PDF level, you'll get all the digital stretch goals. If you backed on the POD, you'll get the digital plus the physical stretch goals. And if you're a backer at all and we get to the STLs, everybody gets them. Can't use them, give them to a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, me and my kid, there's various libraries around here where they have you can use the 3D printer for free.
Oh, nice.
We've been playing a Deep Dark Galactic with the VIN filed off, Space Dwarves board game.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Bashed upstairs with the little miniatures we print off the local library. So yeah.
You paint them up too?
I don't know how you paint up filament and resin. We probably should look into that. Usually, once we get
for resin, you have to wash it first, let it dry, and then that takes off the film that's on the resin. Mm-hmm. Then you primer it and paint it just like normal.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's usually once we like the filament ones can be a motherfucker, because once you get off all the support material from a filament build, that can be a good 30-45 minutes of carefully clicking it, with your little
I've seen that. And then it all has that weird bumpiness to it afterwards. It looks so weird. Yeah.
Resin's the way to go if you can get access to a resin printer. It takes longer, but it's a lot more detail, and the support is a lot easier to take off. Hey, Metal Dragon, thank you for a subscription. Appreciate that. Just saw a bunch of subscriptions come through, so thanks, Bear. Appreciate you hyping us like that.
Hey, man. It's what we do. It's what we do.
Oh, Coco B. Yeah, we were talking with Jacob about the ROM Omnibus, or the Romnibus, if you will, a couple weeks back.
Still have it here next to me.
Yeah, that's a hefty tome. That's a bullet stopper there. Dale says, is Heroic backwards compatible to the old Marvel superhero character builds?
I would say it's 99% compatible. You'll have to do a tiny little bit of tweaking. Like you'll have to add the dynamic, and you'll have to, figure out how mind works. It's 2 seconds work, really, and then it'll be completely compatible. But like you could literally out of the box still rock and roll easily. Yeah. You'll grab your favorite Thunder over Jotunheim, or your go online, find the DC builds. You could plug and play and go.
Now, I'm pretty active on a Facebook group that's the Marvel Unofficial Canon Project, where they're constantly making more PDFs for the old Marvel Face RPG. So
one of the gentlemen from that is my moderator in the Discord. He's always posting stuff from there. So yeah,
fantastic,
great group of guys.
So yeah, this will give some nice new characters to work and play with in those games.
Absolutely.
Well, that is coolness. So when do we deliver Heroic? I mean, obviously we're going to fund probably in the next couple of weeks. When do people actually get the book in their couple of lands?
Targeted date is Christmas 2024. Targeted. So if you've got a role-playing friend that you think would really like something like this, make a great Christmas gift. Think about that.
Or Kwanzaa.
Or Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, or whatever.
Festivus.
Festivus, Happy Merry, all that fun stuff. But we live in the real world. Sometimes things happen. We ask everybody to be very, 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 very kind to us, because we're a small team and it's a lot of work. But we're trying for... so one of the things that happened is we have a tier where you could get Oliver Castaneda, the artist, to do a character piece for you, and then we'll stat him up and you'll get your character drawn and with stats for the game. I figured we'll sell 10 of those. It's pretty expensive, right?
Oh, no.
22 deep. I said, okay, guys, do you mind if I bring in another artist on this? Because Oliver won't have time to do all your characters and the art in the book. And, most of the people were like, yeah, cool with that. So I brought Bonks in. You know Bonks. You guys have dealt with Bonks before. So I brought Bonks in. Chris Nye sadly had to shoot me down because he's too busy this year. And he was like, I can't have the time. I said, no, totally understandable. And I'm waiting for Ariel Medell to get back to me. We're going to talk tomorrow and see if I can bring Ariel in to take some of that off. So then what I did was we have an add-on where I was allowing people to add one character. But since I can have at least 2 artists, and maybe I'll have 3, and maybe I'll find someone else, we're going to open up to unlimited. So if you want to add on your characters, and that's great. Then what we're going to do, we're going to package all those characters into a PDF that's going to go to all the backers, so you can see everybody's character, everybody's stats. You have more characters to play with. And if we reach the Heroic Handbook print on demand goal, which will be 12 more characters from the Zenith universe, we'll make a POD of that book as well and hand it out to you. You pay the shipping. Have a great time. So if your character's in there, you can have them in a book on your shelf at that point in time. So,
and how much is that on? That's like 150
for that. So for the add-on, if you take the pledge level where you get the first one, that's 200 Canadian, so about 150 American. Okay. And if you do the add-on, it's 150 Canadian, which is about, I think, $100 American.
No, that's cheap. So I could put Superpowered Doug McKenzie in there for $100.
No IP characters, no copywritten characters, none of that. No.
Okay, so I could put super powered Mug Dickenzie in there for $100.
You could put super powered cocaine bear if you wanted.
Super powered cocaine. I love Cocaine Bear so much.
Clearly.
Yeah.
When I've done my own superhero campaigns, I've had to learn very quickly to limit how many art offerings I make available on the crowdfunding, because it will blow up quickly otherwise.
Well, we did this on the Heroic Comics. Didn't blow up that much. We got like 10. We did it on Supers Red. When we did Supers Red, we got a dozen. Here we're at 22 already. It's like, what the hell is going on? So also the first people who backed when it was all Oliver are getting Oliver art on that. So those first 22 characters will all be Oliver. Everybody else will be who has time and is available, but I've made a promise they will all be the same caliber of artist. And Gary Scott Beatty's doing the colors, who also did the colors on the Heroic book. And with that coloring, it'll carry over and make them look very uniform, because that's the nice thing about a colorist. A colorist can tie disparate art together and make it look like it belongs in the same thing. So don't worry, don't fret. Victor Gorchev just successfully kickstarted his Modern Necessities for OSE. And you had him on here, didn't you, Mike?
We did, just a couple days ago.
And I was laughing. I'm going, how the hell do you know Mike?
I know everybody.
Yeah, me too, for Mike.
All right. And I know Walt, and Walt knows everybody. That's how we met, was through Mr. Robillard.
Mr. Robillard. Mr. Robillard. Or as we say in Canada, Monsieur Robillard.
So it would be a dickish thing for me to ask about Bastard Sword, huh?
Bastard Sword. So I've given the name Bastard Sword to Max Boivin, who has a game he's publishing hopefully the next year that was called Winter Dawn, and it wasn't a setting, but he kept calling it Winter Dawn. And I used to joke. I said, "Dude, my game should be called Winter Dawn, and yours should be called Bastard Sword." So for New Year's Eve, I gave it to him as a gift. So he's doing Bastard Sword. All that stuff is on the back burner. I focus on Heroic right now.
Yeah, that's this is obviously a red ball. Gotta take care of this. So, well, awesome. I don't know what else to ask you at this point, Andrew. This has been.
Well, anybody in the chat got questions? Why don't you do that? Chat, up and up. Jacob, you backed it. You got any questions for me?
I asked my question earlier, which is which was the comic related stuff. But since that you're decanonizing that, I have to go with an entirely new canon.
You mean this stuff?
Yeah, I have those issues. I love those issues. They were great.
You have the physical ones?
Yeah, I bought the floppies.
Now, don't think of it as a decanonization. Think of it as he's introducing.
It's an alternate universe.
It's an alternate universe, exactly. So the big thing is this. So basically, the Zenith universe for me is set in what we call 1980X. It is a frozen point in time after the 1984 federal election. Okay. The universe itself has lots of changes. There's more states than there are in the real world, things like that. America has just come out of the Central American War, things like that, right? So I can't use those comics because those comics are set in the modern day, and I want to get away from this modern bullshit. I want to go back to the Bronze Age, which I love more than anything else. Is there a way to get another copy of the standard print softcover or hardcover if you've already pledged? Michael Miko, that is a good question. I didn't want to create a second standard print add-on because I don't know. It was just a weird choice to do. If you just look, once we send out the coupons, it's going to be available for purchase. You could buy another one at that time. If you want to do it to help bump up the numbers, fire me a message on Discord. We'll figure something out. We'll work something out. Maybe if there's enough people who want that, we'll do a new add-on if enough people want that. Or maybe we'll make a new pledge tier, 2 copies, and then people can do that. We'll see.
You give it some kind of sidekick level, team up level.
Team up level. There we go. There we go. Zenith team up level. Ooh, I think you should upgrade, KB. I absolutely think you should upgrade. So one of the things is that like people are like, why is it so expensive? Right? Why is it 15,000 Canadian? Well, originally we were going to do 5,000 American, but that was for PDF only. And then everybody and their uncle wanted me to make books. They're like, I want a book. I want a book. I want a book. I want a book. I said, okay. But when you do books, you have to pay those coupons in advance. So that doubles your cost. So we jumped to 10,000 American all of a sudden from 5,000 American. Well, Backerkit uses Stripe to deliver your money at the end of the process, and Stripe's currency choice has to match your bank. So with Kickstarter, I could have American funds sent to my Canadian bank. Stripe doesn't do that. So I had to change everything over to Canadian. Oh, that was a fun night, going through and converting stuff and rounding off, because I was getting like really weird numbers, like, 6179 and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's just weird. So we did that. So we had to think, yeah, you're funny, Texas boy. You're funny. You're a funny Texan. Hardy har. But yeah, so anyway, so the campaign universe for Heroic. Now, you can use Heroic for your own world universe. You don't have to use it for the Zenith universe. It is the official game of the Zenith Comics universe, but you don't have to use it for Zenith. But if you do, the Zenith universe will always be frozen at 1980X. Anything I produce for it will be before or equal to that date. That way you take the campaign the way you want. So, for example, Reagan gets assassinated in 81, and it turns out they say the Cubans used a telepath to do it, and it caused the Central American War. Well, Bush 1 is suddenly president, and America hates him as much as they hated him when he was president, when he did his first run. Yeah. And the Democrats can't field a worthwhile opponent, and this new guy comes out of nowhere named Lewis Sinclair. And he runs the America Party. I'm an American. So he becomes the president of America and gets America out of the war. Now, here's the thing. There's something off about this guy. What is it? Well, I'm not going to tell you. You tell me. You do it in your campaign. Is he just a nice guy? Is he an alien? Is he a secret Nazi? Is he a commie? You decide for your campaign. I'm going to walk you up to the line and then let you go.
That's cool. I like
something that's planned beyond the Kua book? Well, like I said, we want to do a companion next year. We definitely want to do more Zenith Universe stuff. We want to do more Heroic Handbook entries. The best way to do Full Metal Jacket, there is no way to do that currently, but you can always, I think when you do your POD coupon at drive-thru when we deliver, you can pay the difference and get it at that point in time if that's what you want to do. But I'll get that money later. I won't get that money in the Backerkit. No, Cosmic Hero is not premium, Dale. It is still standard. Still standard. There is no update for that.
And Mark's Genres Mixer is saying, was on Canal Show with you earlier, Bear. Happy and excited to back this project. I'm equally glad to see how enthusiastic and excited you are about this.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you, sir. Especially for someone I just met. Thank you.
1984. Seems like it'd be fun to do something Cold War themed or set in the divided city of Berlin or whatnot.
Well, we have something, which is in the Zenith universe. So do you know where Kaliningrad is? Königsberg?
Oh, yeah, I do.
That little piece of Russia that sits on the Baltic Sea near Lithuania?
Yeah.
Well, in the Zenith universe in the late 60s, there was a coup, and suddenly a Romanov was discovered and installed as the Tsar of Imperial Russia, and that little place is now Imperial Russia. So you have the Soviet Union on the other side of everything, and you have Imperial Russia there, who's very pro-West, and there happened to be a couple of nukes there when they took over, so they're a nuclear power, and that means no one's going to fuck with them. And maybe the AIA, which is the American Intelligence Agency, which was in the 60s when they basically just pushed the CIA, the FBI, and the NSA together into one thing, maybe they had something to do with it. I don't know. But there you go. So we can do some Cold War shenanigans over there. You can head over to Kaliningrad and do that stuff.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cold War superheroes. Oddly enough, they didn't deal with that so much during the actual Cold War. It was kind of backburnered to regular superhero shenanigans for whatever reason. And
well, they the stuff like the Winter Guard. They made a lot of Cold War characters. They just didn't have them fight that often because
they always came.
They didn't want to have wars.
Yeah, they always came to terms with each other. They always became allies because at the end, those Russians were just like us. Mm-hmm. It was the evil government people, the Politburo, that was making them be bad.
Yeah.
Please, cybernetic sentinel type Russian bears, please. Well, this is the sound of my people. Cyber Kodiaks.
Hopped up on cocaine.
Hey, now. it is 1980X, so, hopped up. Cyber commie bears hopped up on cocaine and stock trading on Wall Street.
Yeah, we do currently have a sci-fi take on a cocaine owlbear in the works, but that should probably keep that quiet. No. Oh, hey, that reminds me, we need to mention Owen's thing, if you guys don't mind, just real quick. Let me find the banner for that. Owen Casey Stevens. Jacob, would you like to introduce Owen?
All right. If you don't know who Owen Casey Stevens is, you have probably been living under a rock. Owen has been an integral part of the tabletop role-playing game community for the last 25 years. He's been behind major releases such as the D20 Star Wars role-playing game, Starfinder, Pathfinder, major names in the role-playing community. He has his own imprint with Rogue Genius Games, which is the imprint that I do a lot of my own work on. Well, Owen has been fighting cancer, unbeknownst to him, for the last 10 years. He's been suffering one health problem after another for the last 10 years, and only last year was he diagnosed with the cancer, which has likely been the cause of all of his health problems. And he's been having to go for the last year to numerous doctors and hospitals, wrangling with a lot of different problems with his with the American medical system. Joy that is always is to play with. I'm angry about that.
So
he needs our help.
Yeah, Owen needs our help. He's a freelance RPG creator right now. Like we said previously, one of us. tinyurl.com/Owen Cancer. He's trying to raise. He's going through his latest round of chemo. He needs some help raising the money to deal with that. Some other medical debt. So tinyurl.com/Owen Cancer. Please check it out. If you can handle it, just throw some money his way. As Andrew says,
if you don't like GoFundMe or other crowdfunding things like that, go out and buy Rogue Genius Games PDF products on DriveThruRPG or the Open Gaming Store, because those proceeds will go to him as well. You're muted, Mike.
Sorry. Love you, Owen. And that's about our time. Andrew, closing thoughts?
Be heroic, back heroic, play heroic.
All right. Now that happy note, let's just mention the URL one more time, tinyurl.com/heroicrpg. You could be the person to put them over the top. In fact, you could spend, actually, it wouldn't take much at this point.
I should say something.
Say it.
At 200 backers, there's going to be randomized from all the people who backed, and one lucky winner is going to get a free Heroic Villainous add-on of having their character arc done. When we back, there will be another one. So there's going to be at least 2, if we get to 200 backers, and if we get funded, there's going to be at least 2 people winning add-ons. And as for the upgrade stuff, I'll look into it, everybody, I promise.
All right, sweet. All right, on that happy note, Dale just pointed out we just got another $5, 12,760. And Full Metal Dragon says, have a good evening, everyone. And on that happy note, thanks for checking the Fan Podcast. We will catch you next time.
Peace. Well, I can't.